Hello everyone, welcome to In Spiritual Journey. So today I'm going to do a 2023 reading. We're going to do one for every sign. So, the new year is approaching fast. 2022 only has less than 4 weeks for the remainder of this year. So whether it was a good year or whether it was a challenging year, whatever it was, hopefully you got to be able to step out of that box and heal and realize the importance of things and expand who you are to be able to move forward. So the year 2023 breaks down to the number 7. And the 7 in the major arcana is the Chariot, which is all about forward movement, right? And the Chariot has to balance the energy of these two, on here there's like sphinxes, I believe, whatever they are. Sometimes they're horses, but it's usually the light and the dark, which is the shadows plus the light within us. So balancing those two energies out to be able to move forwards in a balanced way. So if one gets off a little bit, then we can go off path. So this is like remaining steadfast and balancing our energy within. So these 7s is taking control of tough situations and remaining responsible and finding ways to succeed even through those challenges. So, the 7 of Swords is all about, manipulation around us, trickery, lies, deceit. This 7 of Wands is perseverance, and it can be, a little defense energy, like setting boundaries, things like that. The 7 of Cups is all about those opportunities and choices that we do have, but remaining clear-headed so we're not too much confused or disillusioned or in dreamlike state. And then 7 of Pentacles is all about planting those seeds, setting those intentions. So the 7s, it's remaining steadfast within, and to show what we've learned and what we've retained from all the challenges that we have been through. So that's what the year 2023 is all about, okay? Remaining steadfast, taking all those lessons that we have learned and retained and moving forward, okay? So now we're going to go ahead and get into each sign. Thank you so much for joining me, and I hope like that listing that I put of all life's gifts, I hope you have all of those in 2023 and forevermore. So if you haven't watched that video, please check those out. We want to have that gratitude and grace and forgiveness and all that to be able to be in our highest state. So I hope you enjoyed these messages, and thank you so much for the support, and I hope you have a beautiful 2023. Hello, Taurus. Welcome to your 2023 forecast. So today I'm going to be using some oracles as well as a tarot card. For each month is the tarot card. I'm going to be using the Osho Zen. So we're going to break it down for one card for every month. But then we are going to quarterly pick out some oracles. So that's going to be January through March, April through June, July through September, and then October through December. Remember, this is all about energy, what the universe and spirit want to bring through for the collective of Taurus. The good thing about energy is that we have free will and we can always shift that energy. So it's nice to know what's coming up, what to be aware of, so we can be prepared and maybe even change the direction, okay? So I want to start off by saying some positive and negative traits. And this I did look up. I mean, I have known some Tauruses, and I know, their personalities from what I can see or what they show. But we're going to go by the textbook characteristics, and some I've seen as well. So your positives, let's start with the good, right? Then we'll get into the bad. So the positive traits, and see, the good thing is about knowing the bad, we can always be aware of that so we won't present it to the world, or we can hold back or heal it or shift it or whatever we need to do, right? So your positive traits, you are very generous, you are very patient, you're very logical, and you're very kind of chilled. You like to chill, you know what I mean? Sometimes I don't know about like always be chilling, but you do like to chill. You like to, relax and have the comforts of the world and things like that. Now, some of the negative, of course, you've probably heard it, like you're the bull, so stubborn. But you also have a little bit of possession, like you're very possessive, especially of people you care about, which can lead to jealousy, and you can be materialistic. So don't shoot the messenger. That's just what it is. Now the few I know that are Tauruses, They do have that stubborn streak, but they are very grounded people, right? So, and they really are there for their friends. So I love that energy. So your planet is Venus, and you are the second house, okay? And then we have the Taurus card, of course. So the second house is all about your assets, finances, and things that you value. So, you can understand more of that materialism, right? And the comfort that you like. And the Venus is the part of you that desires beauty, success, indulgence, and valuables. So again, that's understandable about you liking the materialistic, the comfort, and things like that. As far as this Venus card, it says the energy around you shows the abundance of nature. It is rich, earthy, and productive, yet relaxed and slow. Okay? So I believe you're a fixed sign. We have the elemental things of each sign. I think you're one of the fixed signs. So that makes sense about the stubbornness. And you are a earth sign, so very grounded. So we're going to sit this over here. And then we're going to go ahead and start in. So let's go ahead and get the oracles for the first quarter of the month from January to March, okay? So we have this first starting out in the beginning of the year. We have this land between. So this land between here, which I love, it's like all green, it's earthy, like the earth sign. But the land between could be like you are kind of living in the past a little bit in some way, shape, or form. So, you could be dragging it into like, maybe wishful thinking about you wish it was back when things were better. But it also could be about holding on to grudges or resentments or things from the past. It's never really good to live in the past. It's nice to keep those good memories and learn the lessons from the past. But it's not good to live in the past because we rob it of our present moment, as well as it can keep you in a sort of like, if we live in the future, it's like anxiety, but if we live in the past, it can be kind of depressive as well. So there might be some element to you that you're kind of still in the past, wishing things were different or like resentment or something. Then we have bohu, which is transform the way you see. So I feel like this is related to that living in the past. You need to be present, live the day to the fullest today, because, we can't bring back the past. We can't change the past. We can only learn from the past. Then we have this field mouse, which is about success. Believe in yourself and dare to dream big. So I do feel like with that past energy, you could be, like I said, wishful thinking about things in the past or holding on to a grudge. And, then it's blocking your success. And again, the present is a gift. So you don't want to miss out on that. You could be missing, great connections, great opportunities, adventures, things like that. We have the heart chakra, and the crystal is green ocean jasper, and it says about connection, Father Divine and Mother Earth, make love in your heart. So again, this is having that connection with the divine as well as Mother Earth. So being grounded. So it's kind of that balance between the 3D and the 5D. So you might need to more so, tap into your higher self, your spirituality, instead of, picturing everything in the materialistic world. This is like, will give you this peace and more open-hearted. Then we have Libyan gold tychite, which is manifestation. I manifest positive outcomes. So I do feel like this living in the past or regrets from the past is holding you back from manifesting things today or into the future. So, you need to let go of that blockage so you can move forward and bring in this fruition of your abundance. Then we have surrender stress. Take a few deep breaths and exhale the tension you've built up in your body. Let the stress go as you come back to your center. So again, it's something about being centered. So you do really need to tap into, your higher self, connect with whatever your belief system is, your source, your angels, your guides, the universe, whatever it is. There's something bigger out there that you need to see here. So let's go ahead and get into the monthly ones. So the first month, January, we have this 3 of water, which is the 3 of cups. This is all about celebration. So it kind of makes sense because January is a new year. We're always usually excited about a new year. We're out having parties and, different things like that, setting resolutions. So there's some kind of celebration. You might be hanging with your family or friends, enjoying things. Maybe excited that the new year can bring in new energy. Then when we get into February, though, we have this 6 of clouds, which is the 6 of swords. So there's some kind of a burden here. There could be chaos around you. You could be living in kind of turmoil. And this is the 6 of swords. So it's like you needing to leave that turmoil, and I really feel like this is that past energy again, leaving that behind and moving into calmer waters, more tranquility and things like that. So there's a lesson about that in through February. When we get into March, we have this new vision. This new vision is actually the Hanged Man. So as you can see, there's some kind of revelation of seeing things in a bigger picture, seeing the broader aspect of something. So it could be you're realizing that, hey, I'm not happy, but I'm living in the past. It could be that energy. This also could be telling you that you need to see things in a bigger way, not focus on something that happened 10, 15 years ago. You know what I mean? And like we said, you could have that stubborn streak. So, and not budge like that bull. So it might be something that you need to see something in a different way. Okay. So then when we get into April, May, and June for you, Taurus, let me get these cards over here. All right. So now we have the Grand Symphony. This is about focusing on your unique gifts, So I feel kind of like from your past, you could have been, judged by somebody or told you weren't going to amount to anything, or you were made to feel little or something, less than. Maybe it was about something that you have a unique gift in, being different. So you might have felt like you were the oddball out or something like that. So this is like actually tapping into that uniqueness of yourself. And sharing it. Everybody has something unique about them, and that's part of usually your purpose and your mission here, your gift to share with the world. So it's realizing that, coming to that conclusion when we hit into April. And April, some of you have a birthday in April, so it looks like maybe your empowerment might be coming back, and you are realizing that you have special, unique gifts and wanting to share it with the world. Now we have detox, so it's cleanse and restore yourself. So there could be some cleansing, some letting go energy, and that's could be why you're also coming into that authenticity of yourself and really celebrating your uniqueness and your gifts. We have the Spider, which is Dreamweaver. Tune into your energetic grids around you, where you can send your energy for Where can you send your energy for healing? So there does look like there's going to be some kind of healing between April through June for you. And I do feel like it's shedding some of this past energy, whatever happened to you, whatever trauma or situation that maybe made you lose some self-worth or hide your gifts or something like that. Like a tangled web of energy, right? Now we have this throat chakra, which is turquoise. Throat chakra is all about how we express ourselves. So I feel like that's a good energy to come up with. And it says truth. Speak from your heart. It is the only thing worth listening to. Yeah, so again, tapping into that true who you are, that authenticity again. So maybe sharing your voice, speaking your truth, being more authentic. Then we had rhodochrosite, which is self-acceptance. I love that. So now you're being more self-accepting. I fully accept myself and know I am worthy of great things in life. So this whole energy doesn't mean that you're insecure or, you don't know your worth, but I do feel like there's something that from your past that still kind of triggers you a little bit, that makes you feel like like your gifts aren't important, or you don't stand out, or you're not unique or something like that. Or maybe you were told, don't act that way when it was your special gift, That's the thing. Sometimes even in school, like we're all supposed to sit at little desk and be this certain way. And it's very hard for people to try to fit into a mold that they don't fit into, So it can be very difficult. So now it's surrender your fear of intimacy. So it could have been about a really special connection that you had that made you feel less than, or hide your gifts or something like that. And this says you are ready to let love in, compassionately identify, and begin to release any patterns that stop you from opening your heart. It could also be a relationship that ended that really crushed you. So there's some kind of energy here about opening yourself up, being who you really are, and being able to connect on an intimate level. So when we get into April, now we're getting into the Queen of Water. So, of course, this is somebody that is open-hearted. The Queen of Water, which is the Queen of Cups, somebody that is very compassionate, open-hearted, loving, very intuitive. So I feel not only for others, but especially, too, for yourself. So then once you love yourself and fill your own cup, you're able to spread this love out into the world as well. Okay? Then when we get into May, we have suppression. So more energy of kind of a negative vibe. This is having burdens. This is the 10 of fire, which is the 10 of wands. So there's some kind of burden coming in May. I'm getting, for some of you, it could be just now that you are starting to speak your voice and expressing yourself, and then having those opinions of others, because some people don't, they're very opinionated. So it can be very difficult, but you got to have that layer to you that you just are so accepting and loving of yourself that stuff just kind of just like flicks off of you. You know what I mean? So you still keep shining your light and not letting other people affect you. Yes, it can be a burden, but you just got to keep pushing through, right? When we get into June, if I can get this up, we have this nothingness. This is your card. This is the Hierophant. So it looks like by June, after you've went through some burdens, but you've opened your heart and maybe done some healing, you are now coming into your power. So this is that Hierophant energy, you know, the traditions, the institutions, that higher version. Like this could be master and teacher and student, I mean, so master and student. So this is that energy where you're getting your empowerment back. You might be helping someone else along, like guiding someone, and it might be really empowering to you. So there's some kind of energy here once you open up and maybe even share some of the struggles you've been through to help others heal. You might be becoming more empowered, okay? So now we're getting into the second half of the year, July through September. Now we have smoke and mirrors. Okay, so smoke and mirrors is, you know, seeing through like that past conditioning. So I still feel like this is going to be like a big year of healing for you and expressing yourself, you know, and using that energy that you have been hurt and the wounds guide you through and help other people too. Because this is smoke and mirrors. So you're kind of back into that like ego versus higher self energy, that energy where you're back and forth seeing things clearly, because it's hard to see through smoke, right? So be careful when it comes into the next half of the year that you don't slip back or get triggered where you're reverting back to those old patterns of belief, okay? Because then we have phenomenon, and it says be still and listen to the spirit. So this might be a time, if you do notice you're slipping back a little bit into old patterns of belief or criticizing yourself or anything like that, or being triggered, to really connect with whoever you believe in, your source, your angels, your guides, the universe, whatever it is. Do some meditation, do some grounding, you know, be out in nature. We are into July through September, so it's usually a nice time of the year here in the the northern hemisphere, and yeah, southern too, I guess. But it's usually nicer weather unless you live like in Australia where it's winter. But you know, even then, get outside, ground yourself, connect to your higher source, and you know, get to the point where you realize you're being triggered or over criticizing. Okay. Then we have the frog, which is stepping back into your power, which I love that. So I do feel like if you can catch those triggers and realize what's happening, and take a step back and center yourself and take a few deep breaths, that you will tap back into that empowerment, okay? And it says, don't take a back seat to your story. It's time to step up. So yeah, see, don't suppress that. It's time to share that energy, the wisdom you've gained and the lessons you've learned and all that healing that's going to be helpful for someone else here, okay? And I feel like that's where you gain your empowerment. So now you have the sacral chakra, which is tiger eye, and it's this passion. Turn your fear of change into excitement for change. So, you know, this is, again, facing those fears, facing those struggles, resetting those old patterns of belief into something new, and facing those fears head on. It gives you much empowerment. Then we have empowerment. I just said that. So sunstone, I am empowered in all areas of my life. So there's some energy here in the summer where you need to, you know, stay in your empowerment, and there might be little triggers here and there, but you are going to, like, you might connect with a relationship, whatever it is, there's going to be a test of your empowerment, but you got to stay empowered, okay, Taurus? And it says surrender your need to always be right. So this could be an issue here that causes like a trigger or something. You know, everybody has their own unique story. Everybody has their own opinion. So, you know, don't fight tooth and nail. If people want to confront you about their beliefs, you know, sometimes it's best just to agree to disagree. If they want to say the sky is green, sometimes it's better just to say, and walk away, you know? So I know, you know, you can be stubborn. So just, you know, be cautious with that. that you aren't, fighting every battle and trying to prove yourself right, or strive for perfectionism, okay? So then when we get into July, we have totality. So again, see, this is that 5 of Wands or 5 of Fire. This is about competition. So again, one of your weakness signs can be materialism. So don't try to keep up with the Joneses or look at people's social media and see that they have things different than you. You're on a different path. Do not judge. And most people, when they're telling stuff on social media, it's exaggerated, or they're not going to tell their bad stories. So, never compare. You have your own unique story. And we talked about your uniqueness before. There's a reason why you're not in that same situation as them. So don't ever compare. Don't compete with others. All right? Because what that's going to do is lead you into, this card is schizophrenia. It doesn't mean you're schizophrenic, please. This is just the card. This is the 2 of Clouds, which is the 2 of Swords. So it's refusing to see something. Having that narrow-minded, those rose-colored glasses. I kind of think of those, how they have the horses with the blinders on? It's like that. You're just seeing one direction. So, that can be part of that stubborn energy too. So, you might have to remove those glasses and see things for as they are. Okay? Look at the bigger picture here. Because if you don't, you can put yourself into isolation and step away from people. You do have this 3 of Clouds, which is the 3 of Swords. So this leads back to heartbreak again. So it looks like you could be maybe slipping back under. There could be a situation in September where somebody does break your heart, and it could trigger you and send you back into that old pattern or belief. But this also could be the energy where you're thinking back to the past again, of those heartbreaks, and we need to let that go, because once you start putting those blinders on and not seeing the big picture, because if maybe you got triggered, maybe you started comparing and it sent you back into the past again. So this is, being careful of that, because this is that heartbreak energy again. You got to look at the heartbreaks as lessons and stepping stones, okay? And sometimes it's divine protection, okay? It just removes something out of your way. So look at the whole picture, all right? So now we're into the last part of the year. And so we're into October, November, December, and guess what it says? Let it go. Yeah, you're still something you're still holding on to it. And I think these months here, especially like August, September around the early part of fall, maybe, that you are going to be triggered, and it's going to send you back into those old patterns or that heartbreak again. Or there could even be some heartbreak that's going to send you back. It's spiraling into the past and that critical thinking. So this is, again, about letting go. Don't hold on to the past. That past is over. Don't let somebody that breaks your heart monopolize all your energy and time, okay? This is letting that go, okay? It's time to lead with opulence. So this is getting back into your empowerment and using those lessons and hardships that you went through and all that healing you've went through as stepping stones to help other people and put you out there into your mission of life, okay? Whatever that might be, whether it's you're counseling other people, whether you're volunteering, if you're starting a blog, whatever it is, okay? There's some people out there that are going to utilize that wisdom and hardships that you have been through. So, turn it into a catalyst, all right? Because then we have the Tiger, and there's divine timing. Good things come to those who wait. So, it's only a matter of time. It's kind of like the universe and spirit are saying, get your act together here, get this out of the way, because we're trying to bring something good in here. All right? And you might not know what it is or when it's coming, but we're waiting for you. So, all right. So now we have the chakra balance, and it's unity. And it says the only illusion is separation. Blue lace agate, amethyst, and new jade. Yeah. So, once you start going into that critical thinking again and back to the past and isolation, you are separating yourself again, and you need to be present now, because there's some work here for you to do for yourself, as well as on your mission, on your path here. We all come here on earth to learn karmic lessons and to know who we really are and to step in that, like that hero's journey. So this is saying, don't let that make you fall back into that living in the past energy, okay? That time is over. It's time for you to step up. All right, so now we have Herkimer, and here's your dreams again. Yeah, so there's some kind of dream here that wants to come to fruition, but it's like there's the last little bit of remnants, and you're carrying it into the next year that you need to release, okay? And it says, I am constantly manifesting my dreams into reality. Yes, I feel like you are, but then something will happen or trigger, or your mind will start overthinking, and then it sends you back into the past when maybe you were a little girl or a boy, or those inner child wounds, or that hurt, and you're like, living from that vibration, and you got to step out of that, okay? Look, surrender to complete healing. Yep. So now it says, open fully to the loving, compassionate forces of the universe that support your physical, emotional, and spiritual healing. Yep. Yep. So we're getting into the last few months of clearing that up, okay? Now, I do think you're going to have a good year. It's just, it depends on how you think of it, you know? That's all it is. Whatever we think of becomes our reality. All right, so October, though, you do have the 10 of Cups, so you're pretty content in the beginning of fall. After you go through this heartbreak, all of a sudden in the month, it shifts to feeling this content, grateful for what you have, this 10 of Cups energy, happy, blissful. So I love that. Then you get into November, this Knight of Pentacles. So, you know, you're kind of slowly making, setting your intentions, slowly and methodically shrugging along towards whatever you want to get, okay? And then when we get into December, you have a major arcana here, which is the Beyond Illusion. So it's more about that judgment energy again, and it is reevaluating, doing a deep dive into who you stand, how you stand as a person, how do you feel as a person, who you really are, what kind of things you want to have come up. So I think it's like a year of review again. When you get into December, around Christmas, the end of the year again, you're going to be doing a deep dive into reviewing your life again and what you stand for and what you want to manifest. So, okay, so it looks like, you know, you need to let go of the past energy, maybe give some forgiveness. Maybe you're holding on to some bitterness or mad or not forgiving of somebody, and that's kind of holding you back. It's like poisoning you to move into this new mission that you have, or your abundance, or raising your vibration. And there looks like there might be a little bit of healing that's holding you stuck in the past, like somebody maybe put you down for something that you're unique with or something like that. So this is owning your uniqueness and using it as a gift and a catalyst to move forward, okay? So the last message we're going to get, if I can find them, is one of these universe cards, and it's just a message for the whole year of 2023 for you, Taurus, from the universe. Okay, so let's see what our message is for the sign of Taurus for 2023, please. And these are just kind of cute little cards. All right. Okay. Be true to yourself, Taurus. Yes. So it says, you may not ever understand what's going on in their life, but you can always figure out what's going on in yours. Tally ho, the universe. Yeah. So, you know, this stems back, I think, from that hurt, those wounds that you've experienced, and living in the past, wondering why. Why did they do that? They must not care about me. Maybe I should be a bit different. Maybe I need to be more perfect. All that. We don't know what other people are going through. They have their own issues. So we can't take it personal. The only thing you can do is change yourself. You can't change other people. You can't change the circumstance. You got to be true to yourself. So that is your last message for the universe, from the universe for 2023. I hope you have a prosperous, healed, peaceful 2023. And thank you so much for your support. Take care. Bye.